welcome back on my channel. Today I thought I would be talking about how I'm combating winter depression. So some people, when it gets darker outside and there's less light during the day, they have a tendency to get more depressed because of the lack of light that is outside when we hit winter. It gets darker and darker earlier and earlier, and that just has an effect on some people, including me. I already have mental health issues, but when it gets darker and darker earlier and earlier outside, it definitely affects me. And right now we are in November and I can really feel it hitting me. So I just thought I would talk about what I'm doing to try to combat the winter depression. So I think mainly what I'm doing is 3 things. So I think it's always a great thing to have focus on getting some exercise. And me, I have gotten an exercise bike that I exercise on an hour a day. And I just feel when I've done that my mental health just improves a tiny bit. Both because I have been exercising, I feel healthier, but also because I can be really proud of myself because I have exercised. And exercising, I think for a lot of people who have their things to struggle with, isn't necessarily just something you do. It will take a lot from you to exercise. You have your things to fight with. But the everyday things take a lot more from me than they do from everybody else. So me just consistently exercising 1 hour each day, that's something I'm really proud of. And that helps a tiny bit with my winter depression. But I also do 2 other things, and I'm trying to get into routine with doing them as well. So what I try to do is I have a light therapy lamp. So it looks like this. I don't have it in the plug right now, but when you have it in, you can just turn it on and then there's just a little bright light coming from it. I use the light therapy lamp along with this. And this is just simply a notebook where I write everything positive in about myself and about my life and what has made me have a good day, or just anything positive that revolves around me and my life. I put in here because that makes it so that you have more positive thoughts. And when you have more positive thoughts, it's easier to convey the winter depression. So this is the 3 things I am doing right now that makes my winter depression easier to handle. So this is just the things that I'm doing to combat it. But it can really be hard. Also have some calming medicine. I use that when I get what I call a schizotypical meltdown. So when everything just becomes dark and negative, I'm just sitting crying for hours where I can't get out of this negative cycle. I also have medicine that helps with that. But I try to do my best not to end down there. So if I'm close to ending there, I try to do other things so I don't have to take the medicine. Simply because I'm not good with taking psychiatric medicine. One of the big reasons I'm exercising is because I want to be healthier, but it's also because I want to lose around 5 kilos, because I've taken 5 kilos on while being on some psychiatric medicine. That definitely doesn't help with mental health, that I can see like the weight has gone up. So I definitely have my fears around psychiatric medicine, simply because A, it's easy to put on weight, and B, it's easy to have something where you just become something like a zombie, where you aren't yourself anymore. It's like you lose yourself because you're taking medicine, and I don't want to lose myself. So the medicine I have right now is really great. It's antipsychotic medicine, but it's not antipsychotic in the doses I'm taking it in. So that's just really great. So that's like the things I have that help me. I also have joined a Facebook page about my disorder where I ask people what their advice would be on combating this winter depression. And one person also wrote just making your home cozy. So turning LED lights on or turning on a real candle or something like that. Just making your home cozy and nice to be in, so that makes you happy. I think that could definitely also help, just making your home cozy when it gets darker early outside. I thought I would just give you some examples of what I'm writing in this when it comes to my life. So for example, I'm writing positive words about myself. I have a page about that. I also have a page about what I fought myself through. So what I have survived, basically. Then I've written about what I can do and what makes me proud of myself, and my life is good, what have made my day good, things that make me happy or wakes my interest. So some example of what I've written. I like to be organized, so I've made titles for everything. So I know when I write here, it's about who I am, and then I have to write a lot of positive words. But for example, over here, what I've done that has been good for myself, then I know that I have this title, and then I have to write everything that has been good for myself. One thing I actually forgot to mention is that one good thing I've also done that kind of helps me through this winter depression, or helps me combat it, is that I have deleted Facebook off my phone. I still have Messenger, but I've deleted Facebook, and that's simply because I think people easily misunderstand what you say, and they easily get offended, and they easily get nasty towards you. And also, along with just seeing a lot of negative posts and just news articles that pop up, and mostly news articles also negative. So I'm trying to filter some of the negative energy out by not having Facebook on my phone any longer, so I don't see as much negativity and people aren't being as nasty towards me, because there's just something about Facebook where people just have a tendency to easily become very, very nasty towards you, even though you haven't said or done anything that was nasty towards them. So that is one thing also that I've done that definitely helps. And also, I'm really a sensitive person, so anything negative, I kind of work on not having that in my life, whether it be people that mostly affects me negative, or whether that be watching a series that is negative, and trying not to watch that, because if things are too negative, they will affect me, and I will become more negative myself, because I am sensitive in that kind of way. It's like I am a sponge and I absorb everything, so that's a whole nother way of trying to take care of me. About a person who gave me advice about making your home cozy. So what I also do when we hit December is I have a scented candle lights that smells like Christmas, and then it's just cozy to have that turned on, and then your whole room starts to smell nice. And I just really like that. So I think the advice about making your home more cozy is definitely a good one. Just really focusing on the positive and what makes you happy. I know it can be really, really hard when you're stuck in that depression, but you really have to make good routines for yourself, and you do not have to be in scenarios where you get a lot of negative energy from other people that just make you even more negative. So it's about also protecting yourself. But yeah, guys, I hope you could use just some of this advice, because I personally think it's nice hearing what other people do, just because then you can get an inspiration to what you can try out and what might work for you, so you can get some ideas on what you can do yourself. And winter depression definitely is a real thing, and there's definitely a lot of people that are affected by it. So I think it's really important we talk about stuff like this. And I know a lot of people think you should just snap out of it, and you should not be a victim and all this. And I just hate when people say that, because I'm a person who really don't have that kind of victim mentality when it comes to my daily life, because I really try to do a lot of things to better myself and better how I'm feeling and that. So I really am a person who tries to work on myself. So I hate when people say that, because I'm not that way. And you can't just snap out of it, because it is depression, and you don't just snap out of a mental illness. So yeah, and I think it's affecting me more than might be some other people, because if you're just a normal person who has a winter depression, you probably aren't as affected as I am, simply because I have mental health struggles already. So the winter depression for me is going on top of that. While a normal person, if they don't have any mental health struggles, they will just have the winter depression to deal with. But I have the winter depression and my mental health struggles that kind of correlate with each other, kind of intertwines with each other, you can say. So that makes it even harder for me. So I really hope you could use some of this advice. I really like sharing about what I'm doing myself because it might help somebody out there, and if it helps somebody out there, I think that's what makes like YouTube great, is when you can help somebody or make somebody happy or make them like feel less alone in what they're going through. I think that's one of the like really great things about YouTube. And I hope you got something good out of this video, or maybe you can be inspired, or maybe you can help somebody else with some of this advice who is going through a winter depression. If you like my content and you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe, and I would love to have some discussions down below about what you might have done to combat your winter depression. I would love to hear it in the comment section if you have some advice yourself, because maybe I can use it or maybe somebody else can use it. And yeah, I hope to see you soon in another video. Bye guys!